news coming out of the city of Indianapolis tonight. And I just want to start by saying, before we get into the video, ain't nobody finna be at this game tonight. I got boots on the ground in Indy, and it's a ghost town tonight. And I'm telling you right now,
the truth is impossible to ignore now. For months, fans were told that women's basketball was entering a historic new era, with packed arenas, non-stop excitement, and record-breaking popularity. But tonight in Indianapolis, that story is falling apart. The arena looks shockingly empty, raising one simple question: how did the league lose so many new fans so fast? The biggest star the sport has ever seen is on the court, yet thousands of seats remain empty. This is not just because of bad weather or an unlucky schedule. It is a clear sign that something much bigger is going wrong behind the scenes, and the cracks are becoming impossible to hide.
One thing that I want to pay attention to in tonight's basketball game is how many minutes will Caitlin Clark play. Now, we heard Stephanie White say the game before she's looking at 20 to 25 minutes.
What you're seeing looks like a shocking case of self-sabotage. Imagine having a once-in-a-generation superstar who is boosting TV ratings, selling huge amounts of merchandise, and bringing more attention to the league than ever before. Most fans are buying tickets just to watch one player. So why would the coaching staff limit her to only 20 or 25 minutes a game? The official reason is load management and the fatigue of playing back-to-back games. But many fans find that explanation hard to believe. In the past, star rookies were often given heavy minutes because they were the biggest attraction.
A total of 26 minutes. Immediately after that game, Caitlin Clark displayed immediate frustration, talking about she's tired of these minute restrictions in so many words. She didn't want to shake.
Frustration is becoming impossible to hide. Sometimes body language says more than words, and what happened right after the final buzzer has people talking. Many fans saw it as a sign that something may not be right between the team's biggest star and the coaching staff. Whether it was a missed handshake or another tense moment, it has sparked questions about communication, trust, and the atmosphere inside the locker room. A highly competitive rookie wants to make the biggest impact possible, but many believe she is being held back by a system that limits her style of play.
They don't want to give reporters, real reporters, actual media passes. That's why you don't really see a lot of people from ESPN in the conference room. You don't see people from Fox Sports in the conference room. You only see the local Indianapolis media, the people they can control, because they're not going to ask those tough questions.
This is where many fans believe the real story begins. Have you ever noticed how team press conferences often feel safe and predictable, with very few tough questions? Some critics argue that the reason is simple: access matters. National reporters from major networks usually have more freedom to ask difficult questions because their jobs do not depend on one team's approval. Local beat reporters, however, often rely on team credentials to cover games and attend press conferences. Because of that, some believe they may be less likely to ask questions that could create tension with the organization.
Fever star Caitlin Clark back will play in tonight's game against the Storm. Fellow star Aaliyah Boston Wright, lower leg injury, she is out. Now, there's many people stating that a meniscus or some like torn meniscus allegedly going on. That's just what I'm hearing, bruh.
While attention is focused on controlling the public narrative, the team could be facing a much bigger problem on the court. There have been unconfirmed reports and rumors about Aaliyah Boston possibly dealing with a knee injury, including speculation about a meniscus issue. At this point, nothing has been officially confirmed, but if the injury turns out to be serious, it could completely change the team's season. Boston is a key part of the lineup, providing strength in the paint and forcing opponents to respect the inside game.
Nobody gonna be at this game, dog. I can almost guarantee you. Ain't nobody gonna be at this game. Look, this is Gamers right now. What time the game start? In 2 hours? So the game is in 2 hours. Empty, not a soul. Now it is raining, but I think even before the rain,
take a close look at the scene and think about what it could mean. The arena appears unusually empty just hours before tip-off, and it has sparked a wave of reactions from fans online. Some people point to the weather or other factors, while others believe there is a bigger issue. Critics argue that if a league is truly experiencing record-breaking excitement, fans should still be eager to attend games. Many believe that when supporters see a star player looking frustrated, question coaching decisions, or feel they are not getting clear answers from the organization, excitement can quickly turn into disappointment.
A lot of players speaking out against Caitlin Clark and pretty much her fan base per damn usual. This is a per usual thing at this point, that Caitlin Clark fans get the blame for everything. with the damn WNBA, and it's all.
Instead of fixing the problems many fans see on the court and behind the scenes, some critics believe the focus has shifted toward blaming the audience. A growing number of fans feel that new supporters are being unfairly criticized whenever controversy surrounds the league. After spending years trying to attract more attention, the league is now enjoying record TV ratings, bigger media deals, and increased fan interest. That is why many people find it surprising when passionate new fans feel unwelcome or ignored.
Politicians stunting the WNBA growing growth. I can tell you what's stunting the growth. The women themselves. The women themselves is hurting the growth of the league, hence why they have not had any real growth since Caitlin Clark has been in this league. I just got to be honest. They haven't had any real traction, any real motion.
When blaming the fans is not enough, some critics argue that the conversation shifts to outside politics. They believe this distracts from the real issues affecting the league. According to that view, the slowdown in momentum has less to do with political debates and more to do with decisions made inside the organization. Many fans point to questionable coaching choices, inconsistent leadership, and concerns about how the league's biggest stars are being managed.
An unwilling symbol of racial polarization, and GOP members of Congress are entering the chat. Losing control of his story, the House Republican Study Committee this month asked the WNBA to investigate the on-court treatment of Caitlin Clark, said the Hill. The popular player has been hip-checked, poked in the eye, and struck in the throat by other players in the game, action that has gone far beyond routine physical.
You cannot completely ignore why political figures became involved in the conversation. Their statements and letters were not created in a vacuum. They came after several high-profile incidents involving a star rookie drew national attention. Fans pointed to hard fouls, off-ball contact, and plays they believed should have been reviewed more seriously by officials. Supporters argued that some of those actions crossed the line from normal physical basketball into unnecessary roughness, while others believed they were simply part of a competitive professional game. The larger issue was perception. Many people felt the league was not responding strongly enough, and that allowed the controversy to grow beyond sports media into mainstream political debate.
I want to say, going back to this politician, is that you stated black women. It's not just black women attacking Caitlin Clark. There has been Caucasian players, other race players attacking Caitlin Clark. You can't try to start a race thing and try to make it seem like it's only black players. Do we not remember?
Some commentators have argued that media coverage has focused too heavily on race and political conflict when discussing the physical play surrounding the league. Others disagree, saying the issue is more complex than any single explanation. The games have featured hard fouls and heated moments involving players from different backgrounds, which has led many fans to believe the tension cannot be explained by one factor alone. Another view is that the attention surrounding a highly publicized rookie has naturally created extra pressure, stronger competition, and greater scrutiny from both opponents and the public. Veteran players who have spent years building their careers are now competing in a league receiving unprecedented attention, and that can create intense emotions on the court.
I feel like President Trump could be holding back until after the World Cup, but I feel like a strong punishment is finna come the WNBA way. And went on to say, no, that's what I believe.
Everything is building toward a critical moment. The WNBA does not operate completely on its own, and its relationship with the NBA means league decisions are closely watched by top leadership. When NBA Commissioner Adam Silver speaks publicly about player safety, discipline, or the league's future, many people see those comments as a sign that important discussions are happening behind the scenes. The NBA has spent decades building a global brand by promoting its biggest stars and protecting the value of the product.
Crazy to me that now the WNBA is pushing this narrative that the politics is ruining their growth when they're running their own growth. Maybe y'all could just keep y'all community stuff to yourself. You ain't got to implement that in the game, kind of be females in the game, and everything will be all right. But get down in the comment section. Let me know y'all thoughts about this one, man. Keep them bells on.
The league is facing a major test. Many critics believe that long-term success depends on embracing growth instead of creating obstacles that frustrate fans. They argue that if a league limits its biggest stars, struggles to address concerns about player safety, and fails to answer difficult questions, it risks losing the excitement that brought so many new viewers to the game. Others believe these challenges are temporary and can be fixed with better leadership and clearer communication. One thing is certain, fans want to see the best players on the court, exciting basketball, and a league that builds on its growing popularity instead of getting distracted by constant controversy.